and dance. It wasn't only the dog thing that she tried teaching us, but it was the spirit of Shabbos, and we had a lot of fun.
Marilyn's involvement with Yachad far predates her involvement with our IVDU schools. Back in the day, the Brooklyn chapter would often be not in the shul, which is more typical of where it is, or the JCC, but actually in the David home.
Yachad was very important. The kids grew up with Yachad through the yeshiva Flatbush. My wife Marilyn was part of it. And you have somebody who was as dynamic as Marilyn was, to be involved in a program that brings a need to the community. It's important.
My sister and I were both in high school already, and Yachad was first starting to go into the different schools. Meetings took place in our home, or they went to the city for meetings. It just became a part of our life.
She's one of the reasons why I'm involved in Yachad now. And
I was just on a Yachad Shabbaton, and I met this girl who was talking about IVDU, and she couldn't stop talking about Marilyn David. And hearing from one of her students that my grandmother changed her life was just amazing.
The IVDU schools are a division of Yachad. We started it because there was almost no yeshiva education available to young adults who had developmental disabilities. I was looking for a principal, and it's interesting. Marilyn's background blended the professional with the caring. You can't just be a professional and not care, and you can't just, caring only goes so far. She was both.
It's grown, monumentally since it began with just a handful of students many years ago. It was because of her total commitment to the school, to the children. She loved the kids, each and every one. They were always part and parcel of our family.
Every meeting was done in her house. All interviews for students were done in our home. She would bring the kids into the house to make kumatasha with them, to make sure shalach manos were made. So she never separated herself from the teachers, from the staff, and the children.
Her teachers were her surrogate children. She went to every wedding, every part of their life, every baby that was born. She would not hear of not being there at all. They were family.
Marilyn's approach to her teachers, to the families, to the students was always very close-knit, very personal, and everyone felt that.
My name is Ariel Hyde, and I'm a student at IVDU Upper School. I miss Marilyn because she did a lot for us, and she was a great woman that did so much for us, and I miss her.
IVDU schools are promoting inclusion, and so our job is not just to teach reading and math or Chumash. Our goal is to provide them with the skills to be able to become part of society, and Marilyn exactly reflected that.
My mother didn't want IVDU to be a school that stood on its own and had students in that school who learned and graduated, and then more students came in and more students graduated. They were a part of the community.
That was the whole point of IVDU, is that it was not just learning in the classroom. It was learning the math and reading and science that needed to be learned. And it was life skills. Everything was a lesson. She was a teacher to everybody, always.
For the IVDU school to be named the Marilyn David School, it's a lasting legacy to be named for someone so special and who had such a lasting impression on the crowd as well.
I think the legacy is the confidence that people have that if she was involved in it, if she was giving the derech, that it's going to be an amazing school.
She meant a tremendous amount to us. Our school grew because of her. In many ways, she reflected the best of what Yachad is, which is to say that everybody belongs, and helping us to really change the community for the better.
The IVDU High School is really one of the crown jewels of the Orthodox Union. And really the heart and soul was Marilyn David. And the reason that we can do programs like this is really because of people like the Davids. We want to thank them from the bottom of our hearts.
To Sheldon, to Darcy, to Mara, and Sherry, by you dedicating tonight the IVDU school, you're enabling that space and that place to continue, to be a legacy, to commemorate, and to be a destiny for the future, for everything that Marilyn stood for.